Right now, we bring you updates on the shooting that struck Janesville's Masonic Temple. Plus, how your opportunity to raise chickens is just around the corner.
Forecast today and tomorrow. We'll talk about the dangerous heat that's underway coming up.
Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Kyrie Lee. Chris Stanford is off. It is going to be a hot one today. I know you probably felt it over the weekend, but Savannah Brito is out there right now to get us up to date on everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. Savannah, it was hot this weekend, but it seems like it's going to be even hotter today.
Yeah, yesterday our temperatures for the most part were in the upper 80s, right near 90. Today the lower to mid 90s, and we're already starting the morning out pretty steamy. 76 in Madison. We held on to 78 for the longest time, so temperatures are falling slightly, but overnight lows well above average most of southern Wisconsin, at least at 70. La Crosse was holding on to 80, now at 77. Still one of the warmer areas out there. When temperatures don't fall a lot at night, it's dangerous because our bodies don't have time to fully cool down. That's exactly what we're experiencing today and the next several nights too, especially our daytime highs. Those are going to go all the way up into the lower to mid 90s, but the heat index, those values are going to surge well past 100, even between 105 up to 110. So very dangerous. If you can limit exposure, sun exposure, and just spend time, at least breaks, either inside or in the shade, and make sure to stay hydrated. We have an excessive heat warning in place for most of the Madison coverage area. That'll be in effect 1 to 8 p.m. this afternoon into the early evening. We'll talk about what we'll see tomorrow and when that heat finally breaks down. That's all coming up later.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much. We'll check back in just a little bit. And you can stay on top of the changing conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather app. You can find that in your app store. First this morning, Stoughton police continue to investigate a fatal crash that left 2 people dead. Police say the crash involving a motorcycle and pickup truck happened Friday just after 9 p.m. Police arrested the driver of the pickup, who is a 20-year-old man, on 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle. Police say the motorcycle had 2 riders on board when it was hit from behind by the truck. Both riders were pronounced dead on the scene. In Janesville, no arrests have been made following a shooting that left bullet holes in the windows at the Masonic Center early yesterday morning. Police say they recovered bullets from the scene. Police say no one was injured and the investigation is still ongoing. Now to other news. Last week, the Democrats held their convention in Chicago. It comes 4 years after Wisconsin was supposed to host the 2020 DNC, which was thrown sideways due to the pandemic. Republicans held their convention in Milwaukee at what would have been the same DNC site. CBS correspondent Scott McFarland offers a breakdown on what to expect post-DNC in a crucial battleground state.
So many people watching are going to be getting those phone calls or those texts in the next few days. There's going to be so much polling of Wisconsin to get a measure as to where things are now versus where they were a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago. Wisconsin's going to be among the most surveyed states in the nation.
He also adds that Wisconsinites shouldn't block these numbers and let their voice be heard. And in other state news, it's been 90 years since an FBI agent lost his life in a historical event that took place in northern Wisconsin. Now he is being honored with a marker for his ultimate sacrifice. Reporter Brianna Weaver tells the story.
On April 22, 1934, Special Agents Baum and Jay Newman learned that John Dillinger and members of his gang were hiding out at Little Bohemia Lodge in Manitowash Waters. Baum and Newman met up with a local constable about 2 miles away from the lodge to hatch a plan to capture Dillinger and his accomplices. While the agents were planning their move, 3 men left Little Bohemia. The agents suspected they were a part of Dillinger's gang, but they were not. The agents ordered the men's car to stop when they passed by, but the driver kept going, and the result was deadly.
Agents continued to yell for the car to halt, but the car kept coming at them, and the agents opened fire.
The gunfire tipped off the gang at the nearby lodge, prompting some to shoot out the second-story window. As the gang escaped out the back, Babyface stole a car and took a hostage, before hiding out at a house. The agents and the constable headed to that house after receiving a report about a parked car with no lights.
It was about 11 o'clock when Nelson jumped out of the car and began to fire at the agents and the constable.
Babyface ordered the agents to get out, and as they did, he opened fire, wounding Agent Newman and the constable, and killing Agent Baum. Babyface and the other gang members that were at Little Bohemia that day escaped. While the past can't be erased, we can remember the ones that risked their lives to try and protect ours through things like this marker.
This isn't the first, and it won't be the last FBI agent or fellow law enforcement officer or even public that loses their life to crime. But it is important that we memorialize these events.
In 2016, the FBI opened a new office in Milwaukee that was dedicated to Agent Baum to honor the sacrifice he made. The historical marker next to the community center is just another way to honor him.
I think today represents an important point. It's never too late. It's never too late to continue to remember these individuals.
Special Agent Baum left behind a wife and 2 daughters. Now to a recall alert. Walmart recalled nearly 10,000 cases of apple juice in stores across the U.S. The Great Value brand juice was found to potentially contain harmful levels of inorganic arsenic. Low levels of inorganic and organic arsenic are found in many food products, but health effects from exposure to inorganic arsenic can be more severe. The good news is that the levels found in the recalled apple juice are low enough that the FDA does not expect them to cause severe health consequences. And some good news from across the globe. Polio vaccines have arrived in the Gaza Strip. They are part of a large-scale vaccination campaign coordinated by the United Nations. This first shipment includes 1.26 million doses. The campaign aims to vaccinate 640,000 children, targeting those up to 10 years old. This effort comes after the Gaza Ministry of Health declared a polio epidemic last month due to sewage contaminating the minimal drinking water in the region amidst continued attacks on the Strip. And a landslide in Alaska killed 1 person and left 3 injured. The landslide occurred in the coastal city of Ketchikan, around 4 p.m. yesterday. It damaged homes and infrastructure in the city. Alaska's governor declared a disaster, and residents in at-risk areas were ordered to evacuate. And the landslide occurred, as mentioned, in the coastal city of Ketchikan around 4 p.m. yesterday. And we do want to tell you that Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn this morning because she's out on the Alaska farm tour, but she's nowhere near the landslide scene, luckily. And you can follow along with her on the Fabulous Farm Babe Facebook page and the Midwest Farm Report on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Watch for updates on all things ag news on social media until she's back here with us. And if you've ever thought about raising chickens, the opportunity is right around the corner. Blaine's Farm and Fleet will provide necessary resources for backyard chickens during its annual Fall Chick Days. The event aims to assist both seasoned chicken keepers and those new to the hobby with support they need to raise the birds. Starting September 6th, Farm and Fleet will be selling a variety of Cornish cross and egg-laying hens. They'll be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Representatives will have information such as tips to care for baby chicks, chicken coop basics, and how to choose the proper bedding, feeder, and waterer. All Blaine's Farm and Fleet will sell the hens except the Oak Creek location. Checking in now with Savannah. Savannah, what's coming up?
Today and tomorrow, an excessive heat warning in place. We'll talk about that coming up.
And also ahead, is extra protection worth the extra cost of rental car insurance? In our consumer report, we'll let you know if experts say it's worth the extra cash.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
At Toyota's national sales event, we've got a long lineup of vehicles for summer fun, like Camry, RAV4, Highlander, BZ4X, Tundra, Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Sienna, Corolla Hatchback, Sequoia, Prius Prime, RAV4 Hybrid, Land Cruiser, GR Supra, Toyota Crown,
Right now, you can lease a sporty new 2024 Corolla for $219 a month, or lease a new 2025 Camry for $349 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one, get one free ends Labor Day. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me,
and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay!
We love our guests.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This has been my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
I thought you two were going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison this afternoon.
No, we couldn't decide what game to play.
That's the great thing about Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. There is a myriad of games with a myriad of themes so you can find your perfect fit. Some machines offer free games, multiple spins, a bonus within a bonus, and multipliers. So many different ways to play means so many different ways to win. Find your perfect game at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
What are you doing?
Oh, we did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, you know, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Time now at 6:11 on your Monday. The new COVID booster shot was approved. CBS spoke with a Pfizer board member and former FDA commissioner who says the vaccine will be available in time for a winter spike.
We've had these summer surges and then a subsequent winter surge now a couple of seasons in a row. So I think we need to start to understand this is probably the predictable pattern for this virus for the foreseeable future. It's going to be hard to have a vaccine available earlier than they have had it this year. They've got the vaccine out earlier than they have in the past, in part to try to time it with the flu vaccine so that when people go into the pharmacy, they can get both a COVID vaccine and a flu vaccine, which I think is going to be important for a lot of older Americans.
The vaccine based on data from the KP2 strain is expected to protect people against the KP3 strain going around now. And the next time you rent a car, you'll likely get the same question as the last time. Should you buy rental car insurance? You might think your credit card or auto insurance covers you, but that's not the whole story. Our Michelle Renee Quinn has the Consumer Report to answer the crucial questions before your next rental.
Sean Beasley spends a lot of time on the road.
I rent a car probably about 20 times a year.
As for insurance for all those rentals, he says he's covered.
I don't get insurance because my insurer, my vehicle insurer, automatically offers us rental car insurance.
He says he pays his insurer a monthly fee for the rental coverage included with his policy.
Both auto insurance and credit cards can have pretty significant limitations when it comes to car rentals. And that can include what kind of cars they'll cover, for how long, and even in what countries.
Rental car insurance can be expensive, sometimes an extra $50 per day. When does adding it to the rental make sense?
If you only have liability insurance on your own car, you'll need to get a separate policy for the car rental in case there's damage to it in the event of a crash.
Here are some guidelines to help you decide if extra coverage is right for you. Is the rental car fancier than your car? Some credit card, rental insurance, and personal auto policies won't cover certain car types or classes, like large sport utility vehicles or luxury cars. Are you renting in a foreign country? Allstate, Geico, Farmers, State Farm, and Progressive say that your auto insurance coverage extends only to car rentals in the U.S. and Canada. The same goes for rental insurance offered by most credit card companies. Finally, if you're renting an RV, a cargo van, or a moving truck, these vehicles are usually not covered under standard auto and credit card insurance policies. And if you decide to add extra insurance, consider adding up to 3 types. Collision damage waiver, which covers damage to the car in case of a wreck. Loss damage waiver, which protects you from theft and damage to the car. And liability coverage covers you if you are found legally responsible for property damage or for injuring someone while driving the rental. Terms might be slightly different depending on the rental car agency. This is Michelle Renee Quinn.
And now we're going to check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's here with your first warn weather. Savannah, how's today looking out there? I know it's going to be a hot one.
It is definitely going to be hot out there, Kyron. Everyone just needs to make sure that they're practicing heat safety. Make sure that you're staying hydrated, drink plenty of water and electrolytes. Minimize sun exposure if you can, at least get to shade or take frequent breaks in the shade. We have those hot temperatures where actual air temperatures will top out lower to mid 90s, but the heat index values, those are going to surge well past 100 degrees, 105 to even 110. That's why we have the alert days in the forecast today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, cloud cover might limit though high temperatures or as high of temperatures compared to what we'll see today. That's why right now there's just an excessive heat watch in place for tomorrow, but we do have that excessive heat warning in place for most of the Madison coverage area for today, 1 to 8 p.m. That's when that'll be in effect. Everyone else off towards Waukesha and Milwaukee, a heat advisory. Dangerous heat already underway. We had a hot day yesterday and only warmer of temperatures today and tomorrow. The actual air temperature, like I mentioned, our forecast 94, that will come within a degree of potentially tying our previous record that's set at 95 for today's date back in 2013. The heat index, though, that's going to rise above 100 as early as lunchtime and kind of be up to 108 until we're getting into the point of 6, 7 p.m. And then it'll come down about under 100 degrees. But nonetheless, very hot day already out there. Temperatures are already pushing almost 80. Most of Dane County and southern Wisconsin, at least at that 70-degree mark, and even in the mid to upper 70s across most of the area. That's the case in Madison and then surrounding areas. Storm threat, though, this is going to be conditional, especially tomorrow with the cold front that's going to sweep southeastward. If that is able to break the cap, though, that'll actually increase our storm chances for tomorrow. I do think our overall storm chance, even though we have an increase up near La Crosse to a level 3 out of 5, that's likely going to be where the best chance of severe weather is going to be as those storms do move east and southeastward, breaking up a little bit. Tomorrow, though, I think our chance is a little bit greater because we should see a little bit more cloud cover and possibly limiting our high temperatures compared to what we'll see today. Like I was talking about earlier, very large hail and strong winds would be what to look for tomorrow. We do kind of have that center point in Madison, a 2 out of 5 for most of southern Wisconsin. That would be during the afternoon and then into the evening and early nighttime hours of tomorrow. But tonight's storm threat, again, for the most part, should stay north if we are able to see that line hold together and then dip a little bit further southward. Strong winds would be the main threat tonight. 83 by Wednesday, so temperatures finally starting to break down a little bit mid to late week.
The Packers rested nearly all of their starters for a majority of the preseason, which gave people like Christian Welch, who are fighting for a roster spot, the chance that they needed. The Iola, Wisconsin native joined the Pack after 3 years with the Baltimore Ravens as a special teamer, and he has been special this preseason. Not only was he the team's leading tackler all preseason, but after recovering a fumble in week 1, he had an interception in week 2 and got another INT yesterday, and he says he did it all for his son.
I was actually joking with my father-in-law this morning. They're in town, so I was like, I need to get another pick, you know, because we had the pick ball. I had the ball with the interception I had last week. We were kind of messing around. My son he's 14 months now, so he loves any ball. He's all about it. So he was messing around with it, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get another one, and I need a Lambeau leap this time. So we were joking about it, and it wasn't the best Lambeau leap, but Lambeau leap nonetheless.
Wisconsin men's basketball has struggled to get our state's best high schoolers to come play for the Badgers. But yesterday, that trend was bucked when LaTravion Fenderson, a 3-star small forward from Racine, committed to Wisconsin. Fenderson was a first-team All-Stater last year, averaging 22 points and 11 rebounds. Brewers looking for the sweep of the A's, in all likelihood their last ever trip to Oakland, and it looked good early. Gary, see you later. Gary Sanchez with a 2-run homer in the second inning, and for a second it looked like they were going to bring out the brooms. But in the fourth, Frankie Montas would allow Oakland to score 4 times, and the Brewers' bats could not recover. The A's win it 4-3 is your final. To Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where Florida and Chinese Taipei were playing for a Little League World Series title. We jump right to the end. Florida at the plate in a tie game, just trying to bunt the runner over, but Taipei throws the ball away. A walk-off bunt to crown the kids from Lake Mary, Florida, champions of the Little League World. 2-1 is your final. And we finish here because this is nothing short of amazing. This past weekend, Manette Bailey became Britain's oldest skydiver on her 102nd birthday. The World War II veteran took the jump of her life, but on her birthday, but this should come as no surprise. When she turned 100, the Daredevil took a ride in a Ferrari that reached 130 miles per hour. That's your morning sports fix. Have a monumental Monday.
First Warn Weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
My day is packed. Client meetings,
patient rounds,
getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Oh, another morning to savor the crunchy nooks and crannies splendor of a Thomas's English muffin.
Tom, which is a nook and which is a cranny?
That's a nook, cranny, 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 nook, cranny. I mean, they should be teaching you this in school. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project at Menards. Enjoy a good night's sleep for less with a new Serta mattress. Shop today and save big. The better the mattress, the better the savings. All Serta mattresses are on sale. Plus, get an 11% rebate. Transform your space with Liquid Defense laminate flooring. It's water resistant, making it a great choice for an active household. Only $149 a square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
My name is Jack Frank. I'm a retired paper mill worker in the valley here, and I work for Copeland Bus part-time on the side. I've had my own route now here for the last 3-4 years, and the kids on it are great. Flexible hours, they work with you in many different ways. If you've got something going, they accommodate you, or they try to get somebody to run your road. Copeland treats you decent. All the years I worked here. It's a great place to work.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Like our $9.99 XLNY pizza. It's everything you'd expect from a classic New York-style pizza, hot and fresh out of your oven. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex? Breathe. I thought I was sleeping okay, but I was waking up so tired. Then I tried new ZzzQuil Sleep Nasal Strips. Their 4-point lift design opens my nose for maximum airflow, so I breathe better.
And we both sleep better and stay married.
Better days start with ZzzQuil Nights.
What would you think of a man who builds homes to rescue children from abandonment, sex trafficking, and slavery?
An employer who does charitable work alongside us and pays for us to go around the world helping kids in need.
He helps single moms in Wisconsin,
Funds food banks here,
and fights sex trafficking across America.
That man is my husband, Eric, and he'll fight for you, just like he fights for them.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
6:23 on your Monday morning. This picture from Bucky showing us the sunrise. What a beautiful image here. I really like this.
I love how you can always see the sun rays behind those clouds. It just makes it look almost fake. It's definitely picturesque and beautiful.
Yes, picture perfect here. Bucky, thank you for sharing. Be sure to share your morning with us. That's hashtag MyNews3Morning. Send in those photos. Well, this is what's trending this morning. It's back to school season, and most students across the state head back to school either this week or next week. And according to the National Retail Federations, Americans are set to spend a total of $38.8 billion on back to school shopping. Now, this averages about $874 per household. This is down from last year when people spent a record $41.5 billion.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I guess I wasn't realizing how expensive school supplies is until even my daughter, my oldest daughter, who's starting 4K next week, they had a school supplies list, and it added up.
It's so expensive.
And I can't imagine the longer ones.
No, and you used to be able to do the toolboxes. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but when I was in like, I think elementary and middle school, we had some toolboxes you could do, which they just packed up together, those supplies.
Oh, okay.
But I liked picking them out, and sometimes picking out your own were cheaper because then you just, you know, steer towards the cheaper folders and notebooks. But
it is do the toolboxes. Okay. Yeah, not in Missouri. But I was like talking to my mom, I'm like, I didn't realize how much you were paying for this stuff.
Every little thing adds up so much.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Have you started to get yours from Melania yet?
Yes, we'll say we're done. We've already taken it to the classroom.
Okay, good.
She's ready to go
when
for
does
next
she start?
On next Tuesday.
Oh my goodness, so after Labor Day.
Yes, after Labor Day. It is her first time, so I am a little nervous, but I'm excited for her. She's excited. She keeps saying, Mom, can I go to school?
She's excited and ready.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, I'm praying for a successful first time in school for her.
I'm sure it'll go well.
Yes.
Well, we do have 2 alert days in the forecast today and tomorrow. An excessive heat warning also in place, and that's rare across southern Wisconsin. We have that today, and an excessive heat watch in place for tomorrow. That does include most of southern Wisconsin and the Madison viewing area. That'll be in place 1 to 8 p.m. this afternoon. Heat index values could surge past 105, even close to 110, so very dangerous. Make sure you're staying weather aware.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just 1 visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid Brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Wood decks can require hours of tedious maintenance every year. Our decks outlast wood 3 to 1 and are virtually maintenance-free. And all of our decks are backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, you can save $1,000 on your new deck project. Visit the website or call the number for your new deck today.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest level in nearly 40 years.
That is called Bidenomics.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Right now, an apartment fire in Janesville displaces more than a dozen people. We have the details, plus how recent building issues may have played a factor. Plus, the start of the school year can cause anxiety for some students. How to have the conversation with them.
And there are 2 alert days in your forecast. Monday and Tuesday, we'll talk about how high temps are going to soar and how you can stay safe.
Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Kyrie Lee. Chris Stanford is off. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend, but if you're headed out the door this morning, then be prepared for the heat, dangerous heat at that. Meteorologist Savannah Burrito is here now with your certified most accurate forecast. Savannah, it's already pretty high temps out there this morning.
Yeah, we're already sitting in the mid to upper 70s across most of southern Wisconsin, at least 70 degrees plus pretty much in place for all of the Madison coverage or viewing area. We have 2 alert days because of those dangerous temperatures that we're going to see by the afternoon. We rise into the lower to mid 90s today and then likely again tomorrow. But the heat index, those values are going to surge well past 100 degrees, even topping out between 105 to 110. So make sure that you're at least taking breaks in the shade if you can't get inside to the air conditioning, and make sure you're staying hydrated. Water and electrolytes, the best thing to drink when temperatures get this hot. This is likely the hottest stretch that we've seen and forecasted all summer long. We have an excessive heat warning in place for most of the area today, and then an excessive heat watch for tomorrow. That time frame between 1 to 8 p.m. Monday afternoon into the early evening. That's when that will be in effect. We'll have to watch to see if temperatures are expected to go as high tomorrow. Cloud cover could limit that, and actually some storm chances. Some of those could be severe. We'll have all those details, talk more about that coming up. Kyrie.
Savannah, thank you so much. Make sure you're staying weather aware out there today, and you can stay on top of the alert day conditions by downloading the First Warn Weather app. You can find that in your app store. But we begin this morning in Janesville, where police are investigating a shooting near the city's Masonic Center. Officers were dispatched there early yesterday morning after multiple rounds of gunshots were reported. Bullets which struck the temple were recovered from the scene. No injuries have been reported and no arrests have been made at this time. In other top stories this morning, more than a dozen people in Janesville are without a home after an apartment fire. One person is also in the hospital recovering from burns. The fire happened yesterday afternoon around 1:30. Our Merrill Hubbard talked to first responders and people living there about the cause of the fire and how neighbors might be at risk.
Off the corner of Randolph Road and Morningside Drive, apartment 4 in the Village Green East complex is where a fire started in the kitchen of the unit.
So when I heard this, I started really freaking out. It smelled like there was plastic burning.
Janesville Medical Police and fire departments arrived on the scene shortly after the fire was reported. One person who lives in this unit was taken away in an ambulance with burns, while other neighbors in the complex evacuated the building.
Yet we're working hard trying to get the CO out of the basement, so try to get everybody back into their house.
First responders say that this fire could have gone differently.
This fire could have gone a lot different if we weren't so close and available in quarters.
Other first responders say there are no sprinklers in the building, and residents say there's an inadequate amount of smoke detectors in the complex as well. Taylor, who lives in the building, says that she found out about the fire from a knock on the door.
I was sleeping and I heard a pound on my door that there was a fire, so I started to panic and I grabbed my dog. It just ran out of the building.
As to what the Village Green East residents think about the complex, reviews that are not substantiated say that they have dealt with improper maintenance and mold. The owners of the apartments have not yet responded to comment, but after first responders took care of the fire, they eventually gave the neighboring residents the all clear to go back into their apartments.
As soon as they told us the fire was out, I felt a lot better. I was like, okay, at least.
As for the people that live in the apartment that had the fire, they are unable to return into their unit because of the remaining fire and smoke-related health risks. Reporting in Janesville, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
First responders say they are seeing an increase in building fires in Janesville. This was the 25th building they have responded to just this year. That's around one fire every week and a half on average. Now in Madison, fire officials are looking into the cause of a duplex fire on the south side. It left 8 people from 2 different households without their home. Firefighters were called to a duplex on Turbot Drive near Leopold Elementary School Friday night. They arrived to find flames on the front and back sides of the home on the first and second floors. All 8 people and a dog got out safely. The homes are now uninhabitable. The American Red Cross is assisting. In other news, both parties' national conventions may be over, but the work for candidates to win their elections is just beginning. One race to watch in Wisconsin is for the U.S. Senate. Both incumbent Senator Tammy Baldwin and businessman Eric Hovde spoke at their party's conventions. At the Democratic National Convention, Senator Baldwin joined us to talk about the race for the Senate.
My opponent and I could not be more different, aside from the fact that he owns a $3 billion California bank and a $7 million Laguna Beach home. On the issues that Wisconsinites care most deeply about, couldn't be more diametrically opposed. He cheered the overturning of Roe versus Wade. I am the Senate leader on the Women's Health Protection Act, which would restore Roe by putting it into our federal statutes.
The latest Marquette Law School poll shows the incumbent senator has a 7-point lead over Hovde. That's well above the margin of error. And staying on the topic of abortion, the Trump campaign says the former president would veto legislation to ban abortion nationwide. Vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance laid out that intention in an interview on Meet the Press on Sunday morning. The Ohio senator says Trump believes it's up to the states to decide what actions to take on abortion, not the federal government.
Trump has been as clear about that as possible. I think it's important to step back and say, what has Donald Trump actually said on the abortion question, and how is it different from what Kamala Harris and the Democrats have said? Donald Trump's view is that we want the individual states and their individual cultures and their unique political sensibilities to make these decisions.
Trump himself had also stated during the current campaign he would not support a federal abortion ban. Switching gears here, back to school time is right around the corner. While some kids get excited for the new year, others may experience some anxiety. And if you're sending anyone in your home back to school in the coming days, you may be wondering how to ease them into the new beginning. I spoke to SSM health physician and wellness coach, Dr. Rupa Shah, about how to start the conversation.
Ask them, like, what are you fearful of? What do you think is going to happen? And let them really just share kind of what their concerns are. I think as parents, we always want to, like, fix the problem instead of just listening to them and just letting them know that you're there for them rather than feeling like you got to fix it for them.
Dr. Shah says some of these signs that your child may be experiencing back-to-school anxiety include having emotional outbursts or alternatively being unusually quiet. They may also get less sleep or have a lower appetite. And if you're looking for a preschool to send your child to, another option is coming to town. The Goddard School is opening a new location in Middleton. It will be located on Veritas Drive near the Black Hawk Church. There will be 12 classrooms. That's enough to accommodate 170 students. The new location will also add 35 teaching jobs. For more information about the new school and a link to register, that's over on our website, channel3000.com. Coming up after the break, we take you to a pizza farm in La Crosse. Find out how the property has evolved.
And we do have 2 alert days today and tomorrow. An excessive heat warning in place for most of the Madison coverage area. Details on how to stay safe coming up.
But first, the numbers for this year's back-to-school drive are in this morning. I'll tell you just how much our News 3 Now viewers stepped up for local kids in the 608.
Not everyone knows us, but in southern Wisconsin, Illinois, and eastern Indiana, we are famous in our field. As a Sloan's technician, customer service is our specialty, whether you come to see us or we come to you. We are in the business of supporting your business, and we are highly trained to work on your John Deere equipment. At Sloan's, our loyalty lies with you. We depend on you, and we are proud to serve you. When it comes to service, you can count on us. Remember, think Sloan's first.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Looking to buy or sell?
call Tommy Van Ness Realty, First Weber's #1 team, dedicated to making your real estate dreams a reality.
At Tommy Van Ness Realty, we understand that buying or selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding the perfect match for your lifestyle.
Trust Tommy Van Ness Realty for all of your real estate needs.
Why settle for less? Call Tommy Van Ness.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's. Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
The burn pit at our base in Iraq had just shut down, but the poisons were around us everywhere. Back home, I got diagnosed with cancer, but the VA denied coverage to a lot of us who got sick. Tammy Baldwin knew that was wrong, and she wasn't going to let that stand. She worked with both parties to pass a law. So now, thousands of us exposed to toxic chemicals are getting the care that we deserve. It took a fight, but Tammy Baldwin, she's a hell of a fighter.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
News 3 Now, covering election 2024 every step of the way. From Chicago.
As Kamala says, when we fight, we win.
To Milwaukee.
The energy is there, and we want to be part of it.
And everywhere the candidates stop in our crucial swing state.
My 4th trip to Wisconsin since I became the VP nominee.
We'll be there, talking to you, the people, and covering the issues that matter right here. 3 for the people, only on News 3 Now, moving forward. You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
6:41 on your Monday morning. Many kids in the 608 are gearing up to head back to school over the next week, and some are already off to a great start this year, and that's thanks to you all at home. And Josh Sprider is here now with a follow-up to our News 3 Now back to school drive. Josh, I think you have some good news for us.
Yes, Kyron, good morning to you. The numbers are officially in this morning, and we're deeming this year's back to school drive yet another success. Of course, we could not have done it without your generous support at home, our News 3 Now viewers. With help from the community donations, both physical items and monetary funds, we are proud to say we helped more than 900 students. Yeah, 900 students across Dane County get the school supplies they need ahead of their first day back this fall. Here are just a few of the estimated numbers of items we got during our initiative this year. We're talking more than 600 backpacks donated, along with 1,300 notebooks and 1,100 folders.
We put an ask out to the overall community and our donors and supporters to support this campaign, whether it was in kind by making purchases, volunteering their time to help us sort all of the supplies needed for our families, as well as donating monetary where we're able to shop and get the supplies needed. We received very positive participation within the community.
So the work doesn't stop here for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County. They now turn their attention to after-school programs during the school year and are always looking for volunteer support. To learn more about how you can help, you can go to the story at channel3000.com. Of course, our next community campaign is coming up next month when we start talking coats for kids, which is funny because I know, and it's like what, the second hottest day of the year today, and we're talking about coats. So
I mean, but it'll sneak up on us quicker than
welcome to Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
But aren't those numbers incredible? 900 students impacted.
I mean, we were a little worried at first, but the community
it always starts a little slow because people just don't really want to think about the school year, and then at the end, our community always steps up in amazing ways.
900 students.
That's a lot
across the area.
I know.
And the back to school season is already here. Some for this week, and then next week full throttle.
It's the last week. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Enjoy your summer while you can, kiddos, because it's time to hit the ground running and get back in those classrooms.
It's crunch time.
All right. Well, Josh, great news. And of course, looking forward to our next campaign coming
Votes
up.
for Kids coming up soon. Stay tuned.
All right. Josh, thank you.
Thanks,
and of course, let Josh know what inspires you here in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at inthe608@WISC-TV.com for a chance to be featured. And the Labor Day weekend is quickly approaching, and AAA is predicting record-breaking travel. The agency believes domestic travel will increase 9% compared to last year. The TSA expects to screen more than 17 million passengers, which would be an all-time high. And drivers will find lower gas prices. Right now, the average is down about 45 cents a gallon from 2023. That's according to AAA. And for those who don't want to buy gas, Car and Driver has named the Hyundai Ioniq 5 in the electric vehicle of the year. The publication based on the decision on driving experience, value, and technology. The sporty 5-seater can do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That's really quick. This is the 3rd year in a row Car and Driver has named a Hyundai as their top EV pick. And a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule will bring home 2 NASA astronauts stuck on the International Space Station. They've been at the ISS for over 80 days now. Issues with Boeing's Starliner ship have kept the astronauts stuck at the station. Because of plans to bring another crew to the ISS, the capsule will not transport those stranded astronauts until February. All right, closer here to Earth, we have Savannah Brito with your first warn weather, who's getting us up to date on this dangerous heat.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be dangerous out there. Everyone needs to make sure they're practicing heat safety. If you can't get indoors somewhere safe with air conditioning, make sure you're taking breaks in the shade. Just limit sun exposure, drink lots of water and electrolytes. Today and tomorrow we have alert days because of the dangerous heat all across southern Wisconsin, also because of the severe weather we could see. Today, I think it stays mainly northwest and north of here, but tomorrow's threat, we'll talk about the storm timing in a second. But first and foremost, the heat. This is likely the hottest weather or stretch that we've seen all summer long. We do have an excessive heat warning in place for most of the Madison viewing area, most of southern Wisconsin towards Waukesha, Milwaukee. There's a heat advisory in place. Both of those being in effect 1 to 8 p.m. Monday afternoon into the early evening. Tomorrow, because temperatures might not be as high, it'll really depend on cloud cover. If we're able to build up more clouds, that would limit as high of temperatures tomorrow, but there is an excessive heat watch in place for tomorrow. Heat index values, those are going to surge well past 100, even topping out between 105 and up to 110 across southern Wisconsin. The heat index, that's the pink color, the actual air temperature, that red below that. So those are going to top out in the lower to mid-90s. So far, the highest temperature that we've seen in Madison, 92. The forecast set to 94, which, by the way, could almost tie a previous record that's set at 95. So we'll come within a degree of that. We've seen 6 90-degree days so far. Yesterday, we did make it up to 90, making it up to 6, or marking 6 90-degree days. These are some of the differences between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. If you do have to work long hours outside, you're more likely to see that heat-related illness. That's possible, at least if you do have to work very long hours outside. So just make sure you know the symptoms and signs of heat-related illness. Make sure you're checking on loved ones, family, the elders, pets, everybody. 76 in Madison. It's already a very warm start to the day. When nighttime temps don't fall below the lower to mid-70s, our bodies don't have time to fully cool down. We will see similar overnight lows tonight and then into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning as well. So next couple of nights, we have unbearable or very warm overnight lows. The alert days, again, first and foremost, because of the high heat and just dangerous temperatures we're going to see, but then also because of the storm chance. Like I mentioned, I think the best chance tonight is going to be north and northwest of here. If we are able to see those slide further southward, the biggest threat's going to be strong winds. Tomorrow, though, very large hail and then strong winds will remain in the forecast if we are able to see that cold front allowing that cap to break, and a little bit more cloud cover, not as high of temperatures. So a little bit of limitations out there, but still have to watch for that. But again, first and foremost, Kyrian, people need to stay safe in the heat.
Yes, so really stay weather aware this week. Lots to look out for, so make sure you're prepared as you head out the door this morning. Savannah, thank you. What was once an apple orchard is now a pizza farm. For 7 years, people have been spending their weekends during the spring, summer, and fall on Rob Grover's farm in Galesville near Winona. It's a place where you can relax, enjoy pizza, some cocktails, and a nice view. Jeremy Wall takes us to Winghaven Pizza Farm.
Tucked away in Galesville is a little restaurant where folks like Alicia Arns have been coming to since it opened.
Some of the main reasons I like coming here is definitely because of the pizza. It's fantastic, but also the atmosphere.
Since the 1850s, Rob Grover's family has called this farm home.
It's always been a farm. You know, it's been an apple farm, it's been a crop farm, it's been a chicken farm.
He wanted to keep the entrepreneurial spirit going. In 2017, he opened Winghaven Pizza Farm.
I wanted to do something where people who maybe aren't from a rural area could come and see how a farm operates and kind of get that taste. So that's kind of what inspired it.
A place where diners can have an authentic experience. Winghaven is one of the few pizza farms in the area. It uses fresh, locally sourced ingredients and gets its alcoholic beverages nearby. Since its opening, it's expanded, going beyond the food and drinks.
We used to not have a stage. We just had performers kind of playing out on an old wagon, which was fun, but now we've got a beautiful stage for people to perform.
To this day, owning a pizza farm is still surreal to Grover.
And I have to give my stepmother credit. She, many years ago, started to kind of use this space up here just to entertain, and I think that kind of made it where we could see it being something more.
That was Jeremy Wall reporting. The restaurant is open Friday and Saturday from 4 to 8:30 in the evening and from noon to 4 on Sundays. Winghaven closes for the season in late October. Grover hopes to eventually do more with it during the winter. Coming up in the morning sprint, mail might be getting slower for some people. We'll tell you who. But first, if you have a little one turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can share their picture on TV. Thanks for watching News 3 Now This Morning. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
It takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
How do you say welcome? With an entry door from Pella, of course. Say it with color, with class, with clarity, or with confidence. Choose from 3 materials and endless styles, plus every entry door is manufactured, installed, and warranted by Pella for years of comfort and durability. Right now, you can customize your home for 0% interest for up to 60 months. Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
Family Special available now at forwardmadisonfc.com.
Time now is 6:54. It's time for the morning sprint. More than a dozen people in Janesville are without a home after an apartment fire. One person is in the hospital recovering from burns. The fire happened Sunday around 1:30 in the afternoon. The incident has raised questions about the building's construction. First responders say there were not enough sprinklers and smoke detectors. There have also been complaints of mold in the building. In Madison, fire officials are looking into the cause of a duplex fire on the south side. It left 8 people from 2 households without their home. Firefighters were called to a duplex on Turbot Drive near Leopold Elementary School on Friday night. All 8 people and a dog got out safely. The homes are now uninhabitable. The American Red Cross is assisting. Janesville police are investigating a shooting near the city's Masonic Center. Officers were dispatched there early yesterday morning after multiple rounds of gunshots were reported. Bullets that struck the temple were recovered from the scene. No injuries were reported, and no arrests have been made at this time. Polio vaccines are now in the Gaza Strip as part of a large-scale vaccination campaign. The United Nations coordinated this campaign after the Gaza Ministry of Health declared a polio epidemic last month due to sewage contaminating the minimal drinking water in the region amidst continued attacks on the Strip. And a new COVID-19 booster is on the way. The new vaccine is based on data from the KP2 strain. It's expected to protect people against the KP3 strain going around now. The vaccine is out earlier than in years past to give people the opportunity to get both the flu and COVID vaccine in one trip. The CDC recommends all people 6 months and older get both vaccines. If you live in a rural area of the state, your mail may take longer to get to you. According to reporting by the Washington Post, the U.S. Postal Service is considering slowing down mail delivery to save money. It would only affect people who live more than 50 miles from a large processing facility. The changes would not take effect before the election.
We do have an excessive heat warning in place 1 to 8 p.m. Monday afternoon, and then an excessive heat watch for tomorrow during that same time frame. Heat index values, those are going to top out 105 to 110 across most of southern Wisconsin. The air temperature making it up to 94 today and tomorrow, within a degree of our record right now set at 95 for today's date and tomorrow. Wow. So we'll come within a degree of that.
All right, dangerous heat. Make sure you're staying weather aware out there. We'll have another news and weather update in 30 minutes.